Welcome to the main podcast, the only podcast giving you the inside scoop into the poop of the shitposting meme world. We are now an international podcast. We have with us our second Canadian guest. Fab, how are you doing tonight?
Not too bad.
And then we have with us Des Barnes. He has chosen the username AssEater69. Des, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
And I understand you're just sitting at work
Yep.
and you're getting paid for this.
I clocked out, but I was pulling a double anyway.
That's wise. Yeah, I don't want you getting paid for this because, like, I hope you don't think I'm paying you to be here either.
No, man, my manager's actually in mashups.
So, no shit.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, maybe we can get your manager on next time, and I can talk about pay raises. All right, man. And then we have with us, of course, my co-host Skyler. I got a little beef with you here. I've been seeing you post about video games lately, and you never mentioned GoldenEye as even your top 5 favorite games. I feel like you're doing that just to spite me.
I mean, honestly, the GoldenEye is a big influence. It's a huge part of my gaming life, but there's just so many more games that hold like much more sentimental value to me because I didn't specifically grow up with GoldenEye, but
okay, yeah. And have you played any slappers only this week?
I have not. I'm on the PC right now, and maybe I need to get on the PC again to play the Xbox Live remaster.
Yeah, if you know a way that you and I can play slappers only with Odd Job, like I would like to know how to do this. So we'll revisit this subject, and then
we'll figure out a way.
And then we were about to start the podcast when all of a sudden another Josh ran into the room. Joshua Theiss is back for another visit. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm fucking fantastic.
You have something with you?
The air horn, like I was saying, it died. That was last.
It died?
Oh, yeah. That was all it gave me.
That was its final toot?
He gave his final toot before we started recording, so we'll have to do some very serious edit work to reinstate some toots here. Note to self, insert lots of air horns right about... Wait for it. Yeah, the air horn should go right here. Recently, we had a giveaway in one of our meme groups. We did an anus giveaway. The hype around the anus dog has only been growing. And so basically, out of the blue, this guy Keith, who's in our groups, just messaged me and was like, yo, I blow glass and check this shit out. And so he's got like this blown glass anus dog. And I'm like, okay, that's dope. And immediately I'm like, what do we do with this new development? And so I was like, okay, we'll run a little giveaway contest in the weekly. And so I made it just a sort of video giveaway where we just kind of raffled off this first anus pendant. It went well, and Biz Marquis Jr. won the anus pendant. And so lo and behold, a couple days later, I get one in the mail myself. So Biz and I are anus brothers, which is really cool.
Where are you guys stashing your pendants at?
I've always wanted an anus brother, is all I'm saying. Oh, where am I stashing it?
In your anus.
Okay, I'll give you one guess.
I mean, I think it's self-evident. It's like that watch. What's the watch quote?
Pulp Fiction. I put that uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass for 2 years.
And that's a really popular one. People love memeing that too. Like you can put anything up your butt and make it a meme.
Including a glass anus pendant.
Mm-hmm. It's a little too on the nose.
Or on the butthole.
Dogs love putting nose to anus. So that's kind of a gross out thing, like, memes where you're talking about inserting pendants or whatnot into an orifice. That's also a meme style. Our very own Jacob Salad Walter, or I think these days he's going just by J Cobb, like a Cobb salad. So now he's just a Cobb salad guy. That's his particular style, is the gross out meme. And I was thinking about, like, there are definitely definitive styles. Some people bounce around to different styles, but I think that most people have kind of a core style that they view themselves as being. Whether they're a face blend master, or if they think they're the master of the shit post, the lazy edit, the caption only, the gross out, like your Jacob. So I want to go through and just kind of ask you guys, like, what do you think your core style is, or what's your preferred style, or are you're a transient and you don't like to pigeonhole yourself? Skyler.
Honestly, as of late, I feel like I've been doing a lot more of the face blends, but honestly, I hate to keep on bringing up like my Sunny background, but a lot of it was doing, multi-panel memes. Not necessarily face blends because I didn't have that kind of know-how, and like I wasn't using PixArt for a long time, so it was a lot harder to do competent face blends. I've been wandering off to kind of a lot of song morphing the lyrics from songs
Yeah, I think
for
I was just
memes.
editing your episode from last week, and you were talking quite a bit about being into the song lyric ones. Oh, and it sounded like you guys were moving furniture the entire last episode. I was that just reminded me of it. I did a lot of editing out of just people like shuffling around. It sounded like a school desk just
Oh,
being
good God.
scraped across an old wooden floor a lot of the time.
I mean, I hope that wasn't me. I don't think it was.
Our good friend Ass Eater 69, what is your style, bro?
All right, sorry, my sister's laughing back here. She heard that. She just walked in. All
Oh,
right.
did you know this about you, that that's your preferred username?
Oh yeah. She knows me pretty well.
Okay.
Is that a sexual preference, sir?
Well, yeah.
Nice.
Uh,
Oh, is this? Are we
Next, he's
talking
gonna
like?
have his username Big Pinky 6969 for that ass eater 6969.
Oh my.
did y'all catch any of that?
No, I caught enough, and I've just got a real thing brewing in my head.
It
Like,
sounded nice.
how do you 69 ass eating? I guess you could, right?
With
Like,
a really long tongue.
so what's your preferred meme style now that we've gotten your sister in here talking about ass eating?
Definitely mashups, man. That's what really got me into all this, like, big. Lately, I've been into like the truly bad type of stuff, just like totally random shit that makes no sense.
Yep. Splorp and all that, words that aren't even real words, flim flam and bean wagon and whatever else you want to throw out there. It's I think the concept is that it's like the absurdity of it all is like, might as well just make the most obnoxious, atrocious meme that has no bearing to reality, right?
It all started one night. I was up like way too late, and I had this picture of Al Pacino in like 2020 on my phone, and he looked like shit. And I just started adding random shit to it. And then for whatever reason, I sent it to Sarah Wolf, and she's like, "Hey, you should throw that in Truly Bad." I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" So I checked it out, and yeah, I'm really glad I found that fucking meme page.
Okay, so that's your new hangout. You're hanging out in Truly Bad. So you and Roger are rubbing elbows. Yeah, I tried it. I do I appreciate the style, but that's definitely not my home territory. I occasionally make some Truly Bad memes, though. That's for sure. And Fab, what's your style?
I don't really know. Like, I mean, first and foremost, I was like, I'm an artist, so I tend to draw a lot, or like in my edits, I go in and I'm editing on like a sort of base level drawing a lot of it. So I don't know if that's a style, but
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was hoping that you'd bring up that you actually draw some of your memes. I mean, you have one with a duck that I absolutely adore. You break down the different parts of the duck and his nibble nosher, or whatever it was that is his bill he uses to
yeah,
eat with.
nibble gnasher,
Yeah,
nibble
absolutely.
nosher,
So yeah,
nibble
that's an
nosher. Yeah.
absolute style. And I mean, honestly, I have the most respect for people who are actually like artists fundamentally before they even got into memes, because I'm like the absolute epitome of stick figure type drawing in my non meme creation. So I have a lot of respect for people who bring that element into it, and you can see it. There's like, okay, these lines aren't just borrowed; these are your own lines that you're drawing. And I've tried to start dabbling a little bit in like filling in the blanks, where you've got a spot in your meme where you need to draw to make it work. It's not, you can't just find the pieces you need organically out from downloading images, but I'm still a long ways off from being able to draw a meme and present it in that way.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually,
and for me, I use like a lot of layers and stuff like that. And I will sometimes, even without drawing, I'll go in and, grab bits and pieces of images to make what I want. Like there was one that I don't know if people saw, but Weekend at Philly's when Prince Philip died. And there
Yes,
was the
yes.
Philip wagon, and I did Weekend at Philly's. Those guards on either side that are holding him up, I could not find images anywhere really of guards with their arms like bent.
Yes, because
Um,
they're always in the
they're
normal.
always straight, yeah. So I had
Yeah,
to grab actually components of arms that were slightly bent, and both of those guards are completely fabricated. Those men do not exist and are not guards. They were completely built for that meme, and that wasn't even drawing. That was just kind of superimposing the layers. So
sure. And yeah, sometimes you just got to go on a hunt. And like, I mean, I sometimes I spend a stupid amount of time on edits that I really don't think I should be spending them on. It's like you get in a super focused mode. And I've seen some of your crazy edits, and they're like really in depth, and you have to zoom in. And like people have even told me, because I'm always rushing, and like I think PC once told me, but did you read all the text? And I was like, no, of course. Like I didn't say it, but I was like, no, of course I fucking didn't. So I had to go back and look at your meme, and I was like, okay, this is fucking crazy. There's all this hidden text in here that's all pertinent to all sorts of inside jokes, and so I appreciate the attention to detail too.
that was the Mean Grolls. There was one where I
Yes.
actually, because you were one of the ones who started that Groll wagon, and
Mhm.
I shouted out to you in that meme where I was like that duck guy, because you had kind of really been one of the ones that I saw at the beginning that was really doing it really well and making me laugh. So yeah, I like putting little Easter eggs in memes for sure, for sure.
Oh, I appreciate the Easter egg. And then, Mr. Theiss, what is your? I think I know what your style is, but I want to hear it from you.
Shit, I don't know. Hold on, let me dig in the trash, see what I can find.
Good enough. So you are like basically a possum that's wandered up after hours, and this guy right here makes the best memes for memers. Like nobody else out there makes the most obscure, and then he doesn't even fucking post them places. Drives me nuts. Like I'll be like, I want to like frame that on my wall. I want to share it with my friends, and he'll make memes literally just for our group chats. And I'm like, where did you post that? Oh, nowhere. um, but you have an extremely absurd style. It can be like very crass, um, and you're digging in the trash for the treasures though.
Yeah, I'm trying to make as bad as I can get without getting pinged for anything.
Jesus fucking nice comes to mind.
I didn't get pinged for it.
Somehow,
Yeah.
amazing stuff. Yeah, I'm glad you can find some beauty in the trash.
Well, half the time I
So
just forget to post the shit.
now, I guess out of all of you, I would be most curious. Like, how long do you spend making a meme? Like, are you like a 5 minute edit, or do you get in there? Are you balls deep, like half hour on these bad boys?
It depends for me, man. Like if it's just something really stupid, 5 minutes. But if I really want it to look good, like a face blend, I'll spend like 20, 30 minutes on it.
Do you ever fall down the text rabbit hole where you like want to match up the text that was in the movie poster or whatever, and just like eat up an entire night on the letter R?
Oh hell yeah, man! I'm a huge movie dude. Like between me and my dad, we've got like 2,000 DVDs. I've always been really fascinated by fonts and shit.
There are a lot you can find out there, for the uninitiated or just the people who make lazy edits. You can find a large percentage of fonts out there for various movies, and you can download them and you can install them, and then you can use them like a pro. And then sometimes you can just do a butcher method where you just try to like hack and slash the existing text into what you need it to do. one of my favorite styles we call the "you really jeffed this up." Some people never get beyond this stage. It's an early stage in memeing when you first get started, and you just hack away at a meme and maybe superimpose somebody else's eyes over another person's face, and you have a joke in mind. And the edit is trash. We have a guy that is a longtime main member, but he's perfect. He is the master. He even has the name for it now is Jeffed It Up. He jeffs up memes all the time. We appreciate his lack of effort. But it's definitely like in the minimal time range, I would hope. If he's spending more than 3 or 4 minutes on them, there's something wrong. But Fab, I mean, you draw elements. I mean, what do you sink into one of these?
I mean, really, it depends on how I'm like feeling that day. Because it depends. Sometimes it comes pretty easy. Sometimes I have a concrete idea in mind when I start, and then it flows pretty straightforward. And I can take as little as 10 minutes on something, or I can spend a good few hours if I really want to get everything just so. Some of my favorite memes that I've made have been really, really quick ones. PC can attest to this one, that I will sometimes meme like during arguments about the argument that we're having and send them to him while we're arguing, because I'm like I meme my feelings. So
Yeah.
for me, that's it's just they can come really, really fast and look really, really polished really quickly, or
Well,
sometimes they take.
you might be the only meme couple I know, so that's a whole other. I don't know how deep we want to go down that rabbit hole, but I think that's really cool that you can actually translate it mid conversation into a meme.
I don't know that
format.
he thinks it's that cool, but
Well, of course
I'm
not.
glad that someone does.
Well, all he really wants is like for me to talk about panties every single episode and fire air horns constantly and like call ourselves
Oh God! Oh no!
weenie in the butt.
Pantaloons.
Okay, so I originally pointed this question at the other Josh. I still would like to know, when you sit down to make a meme, how long do they take you?
It ranges. Sometimes I'll get hung up on just one letter of text for probably 30 minutes or so. And other times, I don't know. I pick the right pictures or something. It meshes together. That con hair blend took me probably about 3 minutes max.
Sometimes they do just really fall together. I've had ones where a 5-minute edit is like the best one I've done all week, and then I'll have times where I get home from work and I'm in a weird mood and I'm like, I just need to make a meme and like just chill out. And I shouldn't be doing that. I should just be like watching something and going to bed. But instead, I'm like, no, I'm going to create even though I've had a bad day. And I'll spend a fucking hour on the letter R, like I mentioned earlier. And then, like, there's still an hour of edit work on the image left. And by the time I'm done, it's 2 a.m. because I bartend now. So that's a really stupid way to do it. Don't do it that way. How often do you guys spin your wheels, so to speak? Like for me, like that's what I would call spinning your wheels. Like you'll spend half an hour just looking for the right image for one piece of one meme.
I would say honestly, probably maybe every other month or so. I get into kind of a rut where I'm just like, you know what's the next big thing? What's the next move? I wanted to talk a little bit about the last topic.
You motherfucker, you got it. You know what? Just go for it. Just fucking go for it.
It was a time spent on particular memes. I apologize. I didn't get a chance to.
I thought you were trying to get it to most outlandish out there Facebook group. I'm
No.
You've been trying to get this topic in for weeks. Just do it.
No, my bad. I would say probably the most time that I've ever spent on a meme was maybe an hour or so, and it was on font, like you said. I was making it was a Jamiroquai American Pie mashup, and it was going to be a Jamaican Quai, but I didn't have like the kind of font access that I do now, and I was trying to like mash up the font out of the existing American Pie font. And then someone in the comments was like, "Oh yeah, that's just like Arial bold with it's red with some white spray paint over it. And I was like, well, okay, I just spent an hour cutting this all together in, a cut and paste program.
Yeah,
Dude,
you could have done it in like 30 seconds with the right font.
I didn't have that access at the time. I didn't have the know-how.
Well, I mean, and sometimes you'll come across that later. Like I did an edit for the video game Doom, but I made it Zoom, like a Zoom video call. And so all I had to do was change the D from a D to a Z, but I didn't know of any way to get the matching. And I was using like the super nice HD like PNG of the Doom logo, and so I wanted it to look baller. And I must have spent again like an hour on just that one letter, and that's kind of my like sweet spot. My wife finds me a lot of the time on the couch, just like grumbling to myself while I'm fucking with like one little hair of a letter, and then I've still got the whole meme to make. I now know at least that about myself, though, and so I start with the text. And so as long as I can complete the text, the rest of the edit is easy. So, make sure you can get your font done first and then work from there. Because you can have fun with the edit, but you might just end up slapping a lazy font on it.
We were talking about spin tires on
I
memes.
will I will derail. You know what? I've been spinning tires all fucking week and not accomplishing anything. And you're saying like, are you the same way in real life? That was something I threw out there earlier, and I think my personal example was that I always feel like there's never enough time, and I'm someone that does this to myself. And so instead of getting anything accomplished, I spend a lot of time worrying about what's next. And I guess the end goal of that train of thought was like, does this translate like in memes in real life? Like, if you're the type of person who can't get out of your own way, do you do that in meme world, or is this your little getaway? You know what I mean?
Dude,
I know what you mean.
yeah, this is totally my fucking getaway, man. I really started doing this back in May, like hardcore, and dude, I can't stop. Like, I even do this shit at work. Like, I drive people crazy.
I know all about memeing at work.
I noticed, Des, actually you're really a good example. I talked in a previous episode about the stages of Maine, and I've been watching your development in the group, and it's really fun for me. I love when someone comes in real hot for Maine. Like, you had the spirit. You know what I mean? You came in, you're just pumping out a ton of memes. You're like in the zone. And I could tell you were getting like when I first started it, and like I was like, this is cool. Like, these people have the same sense of humor as me. I was getting a real satisfaction out of it, and I can see that in the stuff you're doing. You're like pumping out a lot of content. Sometimes they're good at it. Sometimes they're just you got to get an idea out, but you're all about it, and that's cool.
Yeah, it's been really consuming, man. Like, I even made a meme in my fucking dream last night, and I actually made the meme. I put it in shit
Uh-huh.
posting today.
Yeah, I've done those. I mean, you wake up and you're like, oh shit, I've been working on a meme all night.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I remember, and that's the reason I was so pumped to see you come in there and have that enthusiasm. Is I remember that stage, like just coming in and like all guns blazing. You're like all consumed by it. But now I've got all this other shit I'm trying to run. I got, the real life knocking at my door, and then I just you find less and less time to kind of sink into memes. So it's cool to see someone in that stage where it's like it's your escape, man. You're just doing that to help you get over whatever. You're just, that's your safe place. You're having fun, and that's what Maine's all about, man. Is like you go there to just hang out with your buddies and have a laugh. Like, I don't like it when people start like correcting grammar or anything like that. We put the kibosh to that pretty quick.
yeah. I actually really like when the grammar is wrong. To me, that makes it more funny.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Actually, I the other day I was a total wet blanket, and I approved somebody to come in the group, and his first post was talking shit to somebody with grammar, and so I come in hot. I was like, dude, we don't do that here. Like, I just approved you, so you're making me feel like an idiot. And he deleted his comment, and I got a private message from the guy that he was talking shit to, and he was like, "Oh, that's my buddy from another group. Like, it won't happen again." And I was like, "Oh." wet blanket review here. I just really fucked up. You guys were just having a good time, and so I had to like make good on it. And I was like, I'm sorry, I came in hot. Like, I just thought you were being a dick. It turns out I was the dick. Fuck you both, and enjoy your time in shit posting. And so, that's the attitude we want. Is just like come in and give your friends shit, but have it be a good time.
What was that sound effect just now?
I think it
What
was
was
like
that?
feedback or something.
It honestly sounded like Scooby Doo. Like,
Oh
yes.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Right.
it's Scooby Doo running. It's where he's trying to gain purchase and he's trying to run, but his feet aren't going anywhere. That's what that sound effect is.
It sounds like Dez. Oh my fucking
Jesus
goodness!
Christ.
See, now PC is going to be pumped on this episode. Oh, there's all the sound effects. Perfect. Fucking
Probably
way to go,
touching
guys.
himself to it later.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, and I don't remember what episode it was, but when you had the like mashup of a bunch of different shit, when I heard the Mario Kart 64 music, I like fucking cackled in the warehouse at work.
That was that the video exclusive?
Oh, I have no idea. It must have been a video exclusive because I don't know what he's talking about.
I
Did you
think it's
use
the
the
one that
sound effect?
starts out with Electric Eye.
Yes, that was me, dude. That was
Good
my
job.
video. That
Yeah, I turned it on in the back at work, and I'm like, hell yeah, Judas Priest, this is gonna be a good one.
Oh man. Yeah, that was a fun time to edit, to make, to watch. I mean, my brother still shows it to people just, out of the blue, and he was like, "Hey, my brother made this," and they still have a good laugh out of it. You could talk about the most outlandish groups. Specifically, there's a group I'm in. It's called Unearthing Obscure and or
Crusty.
crusty images.
Yep.
Yeah, you're probably familiar with it. I've invited most of the main folk to it, but it's talking about you go onto Facebook and you just like search a random search term that you think might be fruitful, and you go to the date range and you search, maybe like 2005 through 2009, and it's just like all these like bullshit like out there images, might be pixelated, might be just like completely crazy images of this specific search term. Back in the days when Facebook was a lawless wasteland and people just post these images, and it's 15 plus years ago now maybe that these images were posted. We get a kick out of seeing that mid 2000s nostalgia.
Do you guys all have MySpace?
I did.
Yep.
I did not.
You did not.
There's only one
I
smart
did not.
person
No.
here.
I was really dumb, and I got the Zanga or whatever the fuck it was too.
Oh wow, I don't even know
Yeah.
what that is. But you know what? You seem like a Yu-Gi-Oh guy too. Are you?
Oh hell
How'd
yeah!
you-
I still got cards,
Oh.
man. I collected the shit out of those as a kid.
I knew it. I knew it.
Josh, I've got to send you unsolicited deck pics later. Okay.
All right, yeah, let's go with it. I can't even like say no. Like I've been just getting everybody on about the TLC Tugger.
Yes.
Yes, Josh is
Yeah,
very
I
excited
can
about this
advertise it. It's awful. Why did you make me watch that?
because I'm an awful human being. So I'm just going to give a brief synopsis of what I encountered in my casual TV viewing the other day. I
Oh,
was
there's
watching.
no brief.
Well, there
Briefs
are no
were gone,
briefs.
too.
I was watching. I have HBO now, so I pay good money for this service, and I'm like, I better just watch as much HBO as I can. And one that kept getting suggested to me was How To with John Wilson. And so I'm just kind of like putting it on the background, hanging out and watching this weird show. And I really like his style. He's like, he journals and he records everything. And so he uses all these weird scenes from New York City to sort of convey the story he's telling. And like, he'll just follow any train of thought, and it takes him places. Like he'll just go with whatever someone says. Oh, book a vacation, okay, and he goes and does it. Well, this one particular episode, I don't know how it led him to it, but he found himself in the house of a man who had a product called the TLC Tugger. It was designed to restore the foreskin to a circumcised man. And so this guy in his house in New York has all this stuff to make these TLC tuggers, and he, out of nowhere, the show has been totally like PG, and it becomes X. The dude is tugging on his peen with, like, right in front of the camera. He attaches one of these awful things, and he's using the weight of the, like, something dangling down his pant leg, and that's his normal day to day. He wears this around, and it pulls on his peen and he's in the idea is that he'll eventually restore his foreskin.
Is this one of those like as seen on TV items?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, but he's just doing it out of his house, and then he then has a product, and this is where I lost it. He has a product that attaches to the headrail of his bed, and so he's buck-ass naked in his bed with this rope attached to his peen and this little device stuck in there, and he's rolling back and forth naked, showing how this thing works. And I'm like, I forgot that HBO is this way. And so then my first instinct was to give shit to the friend who recommended the show to me. I texted him and I was like, you motherfucker. And then what he did to me, I had to pass on. So I went straight into the group chat and I was like, guys, TLC Tugger, check it out. Here you go. And Josh, of course, like without a moment's hesitation, was just like, I've got to see this peen tugger.
I had to. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I just now looked up this shit. I'd never heard about it. And there's this the Ron Lowe dude in a quote that says, "My main message for circumcised men is if you only knew, foreskin feels really good."
All right, he's got a very strong belief system, and it all centers around dick skin.
Until we got to that point, which is also towards the end of the episode. So the whole time I'm watching this, why isn't it on Adult Swim? And then all of a sudden, bam, penis. Fucking TLC Tugger.
Oh yeah, and you're welcome for that. I just had to share that with somebody else.
It's like
I'm
Andre
not
and
Googling
Chuck.
that.
Literally,
I have already Googled it.
I'm not Googling it.
I'm looking at it right now, and
Well, I just ordered one.
Okay, well, tell us how it goes. I probably will watch some YouTube recommendation videos on it because I know, like, at least on YouTube, it can't get too graphic. So I'm probably going to go deeper down this rabbit hole. But I would love your personal tutorial, your personal recommendations, any little tricks, tips you have on the TLC Tugger. Fab, does PC have a TLC Tugger?
I didn't realize it was going to be this kind of a podcast.
You thought it was just going to be all about memes.
I thought it was going to be PG. I wasn't prepared for this.
No, it's going to be PC.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. He doesn't need to. You don't need to disclose if PC uses a TC Tugger. We'll throw in some air horn noises, and he'll be happy.
Yeah,
it's all about.
And before we go, guys, we should give a shout out to Miguel. Hey, Miguel, thanks for listening.
Thanks,
what up, Miguel?
Number one fan. All right, y'all. Well, we are 35 minutes in. I'm gonna give Skyler's cue and say I think it's running a little long here. And,
fuck you. That's not what I sound like. Fuck you.
Well, when I edit it so that the tempo of your voice is slowed down, that's exactly what you sound like.
Got a point.
I think we're running a little bit long here.
Thanks for coming on, y'all. It's been a lot of fun. Have yourself a good night.
I will say, actually, we're running kind of long here.
We're running kind of long here.